In this video, I'd like to talk a little bit about the PowerPlay PT-540, which is a multi-tool made by SOG for Paladin tools. I mentioned it in a video that I did about my Okuden sheath. I actually have two of these. Two is one is none. Right, so if I had something happen and I had to send one of these in to be worked on, I would still be able to EDC the other one. Sorry for the glare. So these are very useful tools, and they're very feature packed. They're sort of built around SOG's power pliers. Power lock. Sorry, took me a second to remember what that's called. Sort of built around the SOG power lock, but they're actually upsized a little bit. Unlike the newer power locks that have the piano locks, these still have sort of an older style lock here, where it's straight across for all the tools, instead of sort of locking and unlocking each tool individually. Paladin Tools is a datacom company, so these are mostly geared towards people that deal with electrical wires and electronics. On this side is a 3/8 inch or 9.5 millimeter hex socket. It's sort of cumbersome, but I've actually used it. It works pretty well. Sort of put it on the bolt that you're going to tighten or loosen, and just sort of spin it. The bad thing about it is that it doesn't work in really tight spaces, or if you don't have clearance basically all the way around it. But I have used the 7/16 or 11 millimeter sized socket on several occasions, and it does its job. You know, if that's what you got on hand, then that'll work very well. Like the SOG power lock, it does have a ruler sort of built into the handles. It's a little bit useful. Of course, when you get to the gear section, the ruler goes away, sort of hindering its usefulness, and you really need to keep this pretty straight in order to get any sort of usefulness out of it at all. The tools are covered by these cover plates here. Makes it much more comfortable on hand than the types of multi-tools that don't have these, where you're sort of pushing down on the tools as you try to use the pliers. One interesting thing of note is that I got these sort of a few years apart, and there seems to have been some sort of a redesign of how the pliers themselves are shaped. These ones, the point is much finer. On the ones that I got originally, it's kind of more squared off. I sort of feel like this part is a little bit more rounded on the newer ones. It's a little bit more block style on the older style. You can see here the PT seems more defined. Seems more defined on the older ones that I have. I don't have any reason to believe that one's a fake or anything like that. I've used them both for a very long time. They're both very well made. The lettering looks pretty much the same. Pretty much everything looks identical. Yeah, I don't really think that one's a fake or anything like that. It just seems like there's some design changes. order to utilize these wire strippers here, there is a little mechanism built into the handles. You push that up and that'll actually lock into place, locking these in the perfect position to be used as wire strippers. Just close that, and you can use this as cutters, or you can use it as pliers. Try to talk a little bit about some of the tools that are built in. This is the main knife blade. It has chisel ground and partly serrated. This is a punch down tool, mostly used connecting like wires on a switchboard for phone lines. It's got built-in wire strippers size 18, 20, 22, and 24. Built-in scissors. You open those all the way. It's a little spring mechanism. Sort of opens them as you use them. This is a hex device here. It came with a little hex adapter bit, sort of square on one side and hex on the other side, 1/4 inch hex. It sort of fits the standard hex bits. You put the square side at an angle on this. It's not any different than, say, a Craftsman one that you might pick up. I don't carry it, I don't EDC that along with this because I carry a ratcheting screwdriver with built-in hex bit storage, so don't really use that aspect of this too often, although I have in the past. It has the gears that SOG's known for. I think the ratio is supposed to be 7:1 as far as how much the gears increase your strength, I guess, that you're applying. You have a metal file, and by that I mean you can use it to file metal, not just that it's made out of metal, which also functions as a large flathead, and you have a small flathead which also functions as a bottle opener. You have a number 1 Phillips, perhaps the most useful tool other than the pliers built into this. You have a different style punch down tool, and it has the same 18, 20, 22 size strippers. 24, sorry, 22, 24. You have a drywall saw and a wire hook spudger. So I think the theory of this is that you can hook a wire that you're running through a wall. I guess you could do the whole process, right? So you use the plier tips. They're specifically built to be like a drywall punch. So you actually punch the hole into the drywall. Then you cut it out with the drywall saw, and as you route the wire through, well, I think you use the spudger to sort of knock the loose drywall debris out of your way, and then use the wire hook to grab the wire and pull it the rest of the way through. It's a little bit iffy. I don't know if that wire hook's really going to be that useful. In certain situations, I'm sure you can find a use for it. Like, you know, maybe not necessarily the intended use. So these are my SOG PT-540s. Let me know if you have any questions about them, and I'll see if I can make another video to answer them. I EDC these, and they're easily my most often used tool out of everything that I carry. So, thanks for watching.